Hello, and welcome to Chit Chat and All That with me, Amanda Prowse.
And me, Penny Dommett. Thank you so much for joining us around the kitchen table for more chatter and nonsense.
I did a bit of squeak then, didn't I? I went, me, followed, and me, Amanda Prowse. Don't know where that came from. I was trying to be a bit keen, Pen.
Yeah, you can't get ever as high as my voice, so don't even try.
You can get very high.
I can get very high.
I think you could do a good Minnie Mouse.
The more excited I get,
I know.
the higher I get.
I noticed. I've spent time. I've seen glasses shatter, to be honest.
And all the dogs in the area come running.
Whining and howling. People have said, listening in, that we have a very similar voice.
Yes, somebody said that, didn't they? I don't think our voices are similar at all. Yours is a bit more grown up.
Because I am the grown up in this relationship.
Well,
Let's face it.
Let's face it. No, and also you have that wonderful voice, I know, because I have listened to a few of your audiobooks. And you have that very lovely, easy to listen to voice, whereas I think people would probably complain about mine.
I think you've got a lovely voice.
Really? No, it's not too high.
Only when you get excited, as we've established.
Too high.
Also, if ever you can't download any of my books, my audiobooks, come over and I'll read one to you.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
You sit on the sofa.
Would that be nice?
With a blankie and I'll read to you.
Oh, that'd be so nice.
Do you know what? I could read you one of my new books. So as I'm writing it, so you could be like my beta listener. I could read it to you.
Oh, that would be so good.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. This is a question. When your editors when your editors edit it, do you have to have someone there whilst you're talking for an audiobook, don't you?
Oh my gosh, it is so intense. So you have a producer, literally, who is listening to every single... I mean, we'd be useless together because it's every bump, every jitter, every snicker, laugh, cough, sneeze, fart, you name it. But it's things that you wouldn't expect. So, for example, things you wouldn't expect. Do that again, Amanda. It's expect. I missed the E. Can you do that again? Because it was too S-y. Can you do that again? Because you took a breath. Can you, honestly, it is... When I first agreed to do it...
So they stop you at that moment?
Constantly.
It's not like a book where you write the book and then somebody reads it and goes, that's wrong.
No.
So you don't record it and then have to go back. You have to do it right there and then.
So when they first started recording audiobooks, they'd say, we're going to allow you 5 or 6 days for this one. And I'd think, 5 or 6 days, I can read that aloud in 2, which I can. And it's probably about, I'm not sure how long an audiobook lasts, but I think maybe 11, 12, 13 hours, I'm making it up. I'm thinking 6 days, what on earth are we going to do with the rest of the time? Had no idea. But literally it is like, okay, and again, and again, you did it again. And there's certain words that trip me up, like linoleum.
Yes, we've had that conversation.
Now.
Yes, and subscribe.
So you could never say that, Pen, in an audiobook. But it's really weird. And it at first it's embarrassing to be stopped because you're making so many mistakes. You feel really guilty. And then you make more because you're so conscious of it. But then after a while, I think about chapter 2, you get into a rhythm of reading. And you're a lot more aware and your diction is better and you sit up straighter and it's all that stuff. But I have to do a little, it's going to make you laugh, I have to do things like a little vocal warm-up.
Really?
Go through
You
scales.
don't go, la, 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 la.
No, I sing in the car all the way there really loudly. I put my ABBA on usually, obvs. That was a dog sneezing. We haven't had that before, have we?
No.
That was new.
You sure that wasn't Simeon?
No, that was definitely... And again. Little dog sneeze. That's quite cute.
Because can I just tell you the one thing that really annoys me?
Everything.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've become very intolerant.
Leaving the county. Yes. Motorways.
The one thing that annoys me when I'm listening to books is, and you don't do that. I mean, I'm not blowing smoke up your what's-it.
Well,
you don't do this. You definitely don't do this. Sorry, I just squeaked.
I heard it. 1-0 to Penny. She just made a squeak. Let it be known.
You have good breathing.
Oh,
because...
What do you mean good breathing?
Oh, my goodness.
I do breathe. I've done it all my life.
Yeah. But some people who read audiobooks breathe too loudly. I know that sounds weird.
No, that's...
But so, for example, they'd go, so Winnie the Pooh followed the trail to the wood. And then Piglet came along and said, what are you doing here, Pooh?
We should say we're not actually quoting Winnie the Pooh. Please don't make us play royalties.
No.
We're just making it up as we go along.
Yeah, and that was made up. Yeah, although I can.
Please
yes,
don't, Pen.
but I won't. But it's really annoying.
Yeah.
And actually, there's nothing worse than people who sing like that as well.
Oh, yeah.
I can't stand it.
No.
It really annoys me. But you don't do that.
Thank you.
So I don't know when you breathe, but you don't.
I breathe through my blowhole like a whale.
As all the water in the area disappears. Yes.
I don't know. I'm very conscious of it.
But you're very good at that.
Thank you.
But anyway, so they keep stopping you and they keep starting again.
And it is mortifying, but apparently it's very normal.
Is it?
And sometimes I go, I'm so sorry. In fact, whenever I work with a new producer, I genuinely don't. I work with the same few producers. But I always say, can we just agree at the beginning that I'm really sorry for every mistake? And they go, yeah, and I'm really sorry for stopping you. Because we worked out that when we first started it, I'd make a mistake and go, oh, I'm so sorry. And they go, oh no, I'm so sorry. And that took another 4 minutes. We were there an extra day.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But when I listen back to the podcast, for example, I'm very critical of how I sound.
Are you?
Yes. I say but too much.
But you do?
I do.
I have noticed.
I do. I go, and
and
then it gives me thinking
hang on,
time.
It's Ken, it's my dad. He has he's had a pasty for his lunch pen.
Oh, makes a change.
Had a pasty, so it was very nice and he enjoyed it. And I'm glad. And he's thinking of having maybe some chips later.
Oh.
Good, at least we know.
I'm glad to hear that Ken is making sure he's well
Carved
fed.
up. Yes, he is. Yeah, he had a little operation yesterday.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah, he had a cataract removed.
Oh, I hear it's amazing.
Do you know, it is quite amazing. He had one done and then he had the other one done. And I had the most brilliant experience. We're very lucky in Bristol. We have lots of hospitals. They're all amazing. You know, we have so many, don't we? I mean, we have like 5 or 6 within our
And specialist ones.
Exactly, specialist ones. We are very, very fortunate. And I was in this waiting room and I met the most amazing people. Just wonderful, wonderful people. There was one lady. Penny, that was definitely a loud noise. That was you sipping your gin.
Slurping.
Slurping your voddy.
Sorry, it is water,
Sure
dear
it
listener.
is, Pen.
Yeah.
Oh,
for goodness sake.
I'm so sorry.
What's
I'm
going
so sorry.
on?
I don't know. I really don't know what's happening.
Anyone would think you were popular.
I'm really not. That was my brother talking about Seven Oaks.
I
don't know why.
Can I just say, the minute I walk into the room, they both look at me and go, have you put your phone on to airplane mode?
It's not my phone. It's my computer. That's the problem.
No, sorry. Prosecution here says it makes no difference.
I wish they weren't doing it. I'm so sorry. I'm mortified and embarrassed. I don't know how to stop it, but I'll figure it out. Sorry.
Okay.
But yeah, I met this lovely lady called Sue. We had a great old chat about libraries and travelling on the bus and Southmead Hospital and all the rest of it. And I said, oh, how are you getting home? She said, I'm just going to get a bus later or get a taxi. And I said, I wish I could take you. But she'd only just come in. I thought, I can't wait another 2 hours with my dad. But I would have gone and taken her home. I've been thinking about her all night because she had to get a bus home. It really bothered me.
Yeah, but do you know what? Buses are wonderful if
they
you
are.
have time.
She just couldn't see
It's
very
just
well,
timing, isn't it?
I just felt she just had surgery. And
Don't worry, buses have got big lights on
They
them.
have, thank goodness.
She'll get on the right thing.
She
Either
was
that
lovely.
or she's got on one of those buses that go to London.
I hope not.
Do you remember megabuses? Is that such a thing
Still a megabus, yeah, they're brilliant.
With Dara O'Brien on the back.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
They're very good. I have to tell you about this man I met.
Yeah.
You know, you meet some people and you just know they're going to stay with you. This guy walks in, very chipper, very chirpy, sort of, grey hair, glasses, traditional old people clothing, of a car coat, slacks and comfy shoes, you know what I'm saying. Walked in and went, hello, I'm in the right place. So a nurse went over and went, oh, I think so. He said, I'm here for cataract surgery. I've had it done before, so I'm not really bothered. It'll be fine. Sat down. Cup of tea. Oh, lovely. I'd love a cup of tea. Hello, dear. Hello. I went, oh, hello. I'm Norman. Hello, Norman. Where have you travelled from? Oh, he travelled from quite far away. Telling me about his journey, telling me about his plans for Christmas, and a chatterbox, who I adore. I adore a chatterbox, as you know. He'd be a great guest here. And I said, we're just sort of chewing the fat. I said, I'm just waiting for my dad, who's having it done, and all the rest of it. Anyway, a nurse came in to do his sort of, get him settled. And she said, what year were you born, Norman? He went, 1922. And I thought, I'm sure he just said 1922. So I looked at him and he went, yes, I'm 102.
No way.
Penny, it was...
102?
He was like an 80-year-old.
Wow.
He was vibrant, funny, chatty, just...
Isn't that incredible?
When I grow up, I want to be like Norman.
That's amazing. We should say, be more Norman.
Be more Norman. He was, honestly, he was so... vibrant and just, I loved him. Absolutely loved him. And he was
I bet
so
he
interesting.
gardens.
Oh, he does everything. He doesn't stop.
Well, you see, I'm a great believer. People who garden.
He goes out every day.
Yeah.
Does something
it just
every day.
means, I think, keep moving.
Yeah.
Keep moving.
Motion is the lotion.
Yes, motion is the lotion. And I think even though you feel like gardening isn't necessarily big exercise, it just keeps everything stretching and flexible and...
How is your bad back?
It's
And your hip.
actually much better.
Good.
I've been doing my exercises, got my last of my tulip bulbs in.
Oh, marvellous.
Can I just say, anybody thinking about tulip bulbs, as long as you get them done just before Christmas or immediately afterwards, never too late. Get your tulip bulbs in. And they're really cheap in the garden centre at the moment.
That's good.
Make sure they're still healthy.
Is there a
they're
place you
solid.
can't put them? Or is it anywhere?
In the ground, preferably. Preferably in the ground.
I figured that
if you
much.
put them in your cupboard, not going to do much. Tulips like a bit of sunshine.
Ah.
So there are a few that don't mind shady herbits, but put them
I was
somewhere
trying to
out in
work
the
out what
open.
an herbit was. Because
Shady
you said
herbits.
shady herbits. And I'm going, what's an herbit? I don't want to ask. I don't want to show my lack of gardening knowledge and embarrass myself.
Herbits.
I'm just tending to my herbit.
Well, I don't tell people about my herbit.
It's a private place. Let's not go
But
there.
I'm thinking of planting some tulips in it.
It would only improve it, Pen. Let's face it. Tulip on your herbit. All right, like it. Oh my gosh.
Anyway, we slightly went off at a tangent. So get your tulips in is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And it's quite cold today, isn't it? Cold.
Very cold.
It's quite
But
chilly.
more importantly, a few days till the big day. Are you ready for Christmas?
Oh, am I ready? I'm never ready because I always leave everything to the last minute.
You?
Well, I like to feel Christmassy before I buy presents. I'm sorry, I cannot be doing with these people that have all their Christmas shopping done in March.
I want to be that person.
No, you don't. I mean, that's not the Christmas spirit, is it? You have to feel
The
like
stress.
Christmassy. And yay, let's go out and buy gifts for people.
I think budgeting makes it better if you can do it throughout the year.
But don't you love getting a handmade gift?
It depends who's made it, Pen, to be honest.
Yeah, true.
The kids
True,
used
you're
to
not-
make things for me. I was like, oh, God, what's that? Could you not just get me a nice candle? What have
I
you made
still
me?
have.
I'm joking.
I still have one of the first things ever that Joel bought me with his pocket money for Christmas.
I remember you telling us.
Oh, yeah, I did.
You did.
You see, I never
Benjamin
remember
got you a
these things.
brooch.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. Joel got me a little necklace. It's very
right.
cute. I still got it. But their Christmas decorations of the tree, they're long gone because they were crap.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what teacher thinks that any parent wants something that's supposed to look like a snowball?
They know. Those teachers know. They find it funny. And I think they clock the mothers who they think, oh, hello, neat hair, clean car, tidy house. I'm going to make them a proper old bit of pants to go on that tree.
Can we talk Christmas decorations?
Let's do that.
Because I've done, that's the other word I say too much of. Because, stop it. Every time I say it, I want a little red light to go off on my head.
Okay.
Boop, boop,
I
boop.
could fire something at
Okay,
you.
yeah.
I could throw something
at
you.
me.
Like what?
I hate
Toaster?
that. I mean, yeah. Doing.
Doing.
I nearly said because again then.
No, you did. You're going to make yourself so conscious of it. It's all you'll be able to say.
I know. I hate coloured Christmas lights. There, I've said it.
Stop.
I've said it. I hate it. I hate them.
Are you
I like a warm white. I like boring warm white because let's face it, it's supposed to look like twinkly snow.
Is that the point?
Yeah,
Didn't know.
Isn't it? Isn't that the reason for Christmas lights?
See, I sometimes, I know what you're saying, I hear you, and I do actually favour a garland with warm white lights threaded
Yes,
through.
I do.
That could be my thing. However, I also really love a bit of kitsch.
That's what you've just said the word. I wasn't going to say that word. I wasn't going to say, ooh, it's just not very
No,
nice.
I like that.
I don't like it.
I love a bit of kitsch.
I
love a bit
don't
of
like
tinsel.
blue. People keep putting blue lights on everything.
Didn't you have blue lights?
Oh, no, not as in blue, bright blue. Why would you put bright blue lights on the outside of your house?
We might have a blue theme. I like those blue lights on the front of a house.
Do you? No.
Yes.
I mean,
You
that's
can
just
see
wrong.
them and they stand out. And it's
Yeah, you
lovely.
can see them. The other thing is I'm just making a stand here for all the wildlife in the area because birds are completely put off the way home. Because they seriously are.
What?
Don't look at me like that. Like
No,
I'm
I've never heard of it.
Seriously, it really affects birds.
Tell me more.
Because normally they follow stars and things like that. So it's true, okay? It's true.
I'm not sure it is.
That's how they get home. That's
that
how
I
they
know.
find their way.
That I think's true.
Okay?
Yes.
And magnetic poles and stuff.
And GPS.
Yeah, of course they've got sat nav.
Yes.
We know that.
Little tom-toms on their back.
Every blackbird.
For the one behind them.
Yeah. But having all these lights, they get really confused.
Is that
They don't know what's
right?
going on.
Well, that feels
yeah,
terrible.
it's really bad. And all these people, especially in the countryside, why would you suddenly put a massive load of lights all over your house? All the birds in the area are ending up at my house because we haven't got any lights.
Do you know what, though? I have to say, driving, I find this year is, we've spoken about it before, but this year can be quite tricky. It can be you're either joy and elated and excited, or it can be make you feel a bit low, I think.
Yes.
And I find it quite difficult this time of year for a million reasons. I'm never that joyful in December, I think.
I agree with you.
I'm just not, I don't know. It takes me, I love the day itself, but I never really feel it until I have to. And then the day comes and it's always wonderful. And then 2 days later, I'm just like,
Thank God
let's
that's
get
over.
on with the new year.
Yes,
That's how I feel.
exactly.
But when I drive and it's a bit dark and a bit grizzly and a bit, rainy outside, and you see a house and they've made so much effort for other people, let's face it, 'cause it's not for them, is it? It's for everyone driving past. I feel really quite thankful. I like it. What?
Sorry.
What are you laughing
I
at?
just had this vision of Hansel and Gretel. So Mandy finds a way home depending on which house has lights on.
I just love it, honestly. I'm really happy that they do it for us who in the community.
Oh, I feel bad now.
No, it's different people. I really like it. And I was driving down the A38 going into Bristol. And I'm looking at all houses. They've made so much effort, and it was just lovely. And I like
It's called
it.
competition.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Well, if somebody puts big lights on over there, you've got to put big lights on over there.
I always like the houses, those that don't bother at all.
But
Don't join in.
Yeah, you can spot them. That's my house. That's my house. I just think somebody's rubbing their hands with glee, the Christmas light manufacturers, because it has become very competitive.
I didn't know that. Oh, there's a movie about it, isn't there?
Is there?
Yes,
What's
apparently.
that called?
I don't know. There's a movie about
Christmas
families.
lights?
Yes, and they try and outdo each other.
How did they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there is. I think I've seen it, or I might have had a dream, in which case it's very good. And that should be a movie.
book.
I'm sure it's a film about, people who live next door to each other and are outdoing each other with Christmas lights until there's a disaster, and then they all realise that actually that's not in the spirit of Christmas. There I've told you the spoiler, the end, the beginning, everything.
Yeah.
But I can't remember.
Can
Dear
I
listener, tell us if I've made that
Can
up.
I give you a recommendation for what to watch over Christmas?
Please do. I have an idea. but go
Apart
on.
from Christmassy things, although I'm not very good at watching Christmassy things, because as you and I'm sure we've mentioned this before, not very good at Christmas.
No.
I'm not very good with Christmas.
No.
I know a lot of people as well with New Year go, oh yay, New Year, looking forward to a New Year.
No. Do you do anything on New Year's Eve?
I try and go to bed really early.
I do. I'm in bed by 9 every New Year.
Poor Robert, he goes, oh, should we do a party? Oh, should we go? No, I'm going to bed. Bye.
Yeah, feels so.
I don't even really like the ringing at midnight.
No.
Oh, Happy New Year. I don't really
do
do.
that.
I even
I
said
don't
to
do
the
any of
children,
that.
please don't do it. I did, and I'm not very keen on the messages that go to everybody in your phone book.
So can I just do a little recap, Pam?
Yeah.
We don't like the lights.
We don't like
Christmas. We're not keen on mince pies.
I love mince pies.
You do. I hate them. You can take or leave the actual year or the build up. And don't shop for presents until you absolutely have to. We don't like New Year. You're not a fan of the messages. You don't. It's not looking good.
Well,
Roll on May.
The good thing about Christmas and New Year is that the days are getting longer.
Yes.
So come the 21st of December, I get excited about that.
That's funny.
And then we know after New Year, hey ho, snowdrops will be up very soon. Be more snowdrop.
Yeah.
Because they come up whether it's
Be more
winter-
Norman and be more snowdrop.
It's just, that's the good thing for me. And that makes me sound really miserable because I don't like Christmas. It's not I don't like Christmas. I love having the family around me.
I get it, Pam.
But I just think it's all got so false.
It's all got too much.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, I'm panicking when a card drops through the door in case I haven't got a card to send back.
Oh, I don't
mean,
send cards.
No.
Do you send cards?
No.
I don't send cards.
I send 5. I send 5 to my family. You know,
Well,
Mum and Dad. I
I-
send one to Josh and
yeah.
Sarah and Paul and Stevie.
Actually, that's true, actually. I
Pam.
probably send about 4.
But I don't really, but I don't know. It's I just find it all a bit overwhelming. And there's no worse picture of human nature than Christmas Eve in a supermarket. watching people with their trolleys. And
acting
you think,
like they're not going to shop for 3 weeks.
they're open again on Boxing Day. What is it how many are you feeding, and what is it all about?
I know, it's mad, isn't it?
I find it overwhelming.
Yeah.
And the pressure, you can't enjoy it because it's so much pressure. I'm not subscribing to it. I haven't for the last few years. And I think, when you've lost people, I don't want to be a downer because it's great for the kids, but they have a lovely time, and of course it's all about them. But when you've lost people, I notice their absence far more than I sort of notice the people who are there, really. And it affects me.
Yes, I get all of that. I think I'm going to try and lift up the other side here. I think you have to think how lovely it was that you had those people before at Christmas and what lovely memories you've got.
Yeah.
But I understand a lot of people, I think money has a lot to do with it.
Oh, God, yeah.
Because if you've got, I said because again, didn't I?
You did twice, actually, Ben.
If you've got small children and you are struggling to get them the things that they want, it must be so much pressure. And I don't know I wish I could make it better for everybody, but you can't.
I remember those years, do you?
Yeah.
And it was just an awful feeling. And
we haven't been anywhere near what a lot of people have to put up with.
No, I have in the past.
Yeah.
I have in the past, actually. I had a couple of years that were particularly horrible.
Yeah. But it's
I felt really worthless, and it's so daft because it's not about that.
And I always say to people, it's 2 days.
Yeah.
So what's more important is having those people, going visiting those people for the rest of the year, not just those 2 days.
I don't know, Pen. I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older or I'm more aware. But even things like, I decided, that would be nice. There's a place not far, and they do a show where you can go and look at all the lights lighting up a walk. And it's, a beautiful illuminated walk, and you see all the trees lit and blah, blah. I thought, that sounds fantastic. And it was over 20 quid a ticket. Now, if there's 2 of you going, that's still quite a lot of money, but it's probably doable. You've got 3 kids and a mother or a granny.
Yeah.
I mean, that's your entire Christmas food money.
Yeah.
Just for and I thought, everything is so expensive.
But then, you see, this makes me sound like Polly Perfect here, and of course I am not. But you could say, why don't we go a bit later when there's not many people around, and go up and down Thornbury High Street?
Absolutely.
How pretty is that?
Yes, absolutely.
Or Bristol, if you're feeling really rash. Go and do something, there are lights in lots of places now.
Yeah, well, when we were kids, we used to go up west and drive up and down around the West Hill, because you could in those days. Yeah. And, I mean, the lights were always... that's what I remember about Christmas, up and down Oxford Street and all around. Can't do it now, but you could then. But now you can just... Yeah, you're right, there are things to do. Make your own traditions, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I did hear a little one the other day, a 7-year-old, say very confidently, I've asked Mummy and Daddy if I can have and I can't remember what it was, a blah, blah and a blah. And then I've asked Father Christmas because obviously Mummy and Daddy don't have to buy those presents. Father Christmas is bringing them. And that list was, wow. That was we're talking Lego boxes by the armful and bikes because it was from Father Christmas. And I thought, okay, that's interesting. I hadn't thought how to handle that one. But,
no.
And challenging.
Yes. I mean, and children, but then children slightly, they know, don't they? Don't you think? They sort of know that Mummy and Daddy aren't going to get them.
I think we need to be better, and I was always particularly bad at it. I decided the best thing I could do when I was a single mum, and then when I was a mum to 2 boys, was to shield them from money worries, upset, ill health, shield them from everything. However, Pen, I've changed my mind. I now think if I'd been a little bit more open with the kids and said, look, we just do not have the money for this, and I can't afford it, doesn't mean we won't in the future, but right now we don't have the money, and so what we're going to do instead is this. I think they'd have accepted it. I'd have worried about it a bit less, and it would have been a weight off my shoulders because it would have been out there. And also it would have given the kids some kind of resilience and openness about communications, which is so important. My kids are very open, I'm lucky, but they've had to learn it, really. I don't think I set the best example because I would, literally shield them from everything. It's not good.
No, I don't think it's good. And I think, when there were things that happened in my childhood, don't get me wrong, I had a very, very happy childhood.
I know you did.
But when you, like you say, when you lose people when you're young, you feel very much why me and why can't I do this and why can't we do that. And at the time, you do feel hard done by. But then when you get older and wiser, you think it does make you resilient.
Do you think you will get wiser, Penny?
The other thing I must tell you is we went to Monty's Nativity.
Oh,
my goodness.
Here for this.
I'm not joking. It was so good.
Did you cry?
So good. No, but Robert did. He always does. He always does. He
always
always
does.
does.
Finger.
Oh, he sits there and he's pretending not to cry, of course.
Of course.
But the chair's rocking. And he's not laughing. He's because Monty was there, obviously, because we all know that really well-known character in the stable, the magician.
He was the magician?
He was the magician.
That's my favourite part.
Magician. And he had to do a couple of tricks.
Very good.
And he did it, and he was they worked. So that was good.
What were his tricks?
He changed this material into different colours. Yeah, I know. I don't know how he did it.
That's remarkable. Well, you can't tell because you're in a magic circle.
And then he made a coin disappear and appear behind Joseph's ear.
Stop it.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Obviously, he was the entertainment. There's no Netflix then.
No.
Yeah,
back in those days.
Yeah, had to just make your own entertainment. But it was so funny because there was obviously the wise men and the camels.
Yes.
And they sang a song about the funky camels. Of course.
A modern song,
And the wise men were dressed like rappers. So they had the big heavy chains
This all
and
sounds
big
a bit,
glasses.
It was
really funny. It was really, really funny. And of course you're dealing with reception. Year ones and year twos. So there's only a certain amount you can do, but I take my hat off. It was funny. It was funny. And apparently he won't do a nativity next year. It's just they do sort of plays but not nativities.
Nice. Well, I remember my nativity when I was at play school, I was the first and only grandchild on both sides. So as you can imagine, cosseted, adored, loved, carried around on a velvet cushion, every whim catered for. It was like, literally.
You are still carried around on a velvet cushion.
I would like to be. In fact, that'd be really nice, just curling up on a nap and someone just putting a blanket over you and feeding you.
Do you know what I've always fancied?
Velvet cushion.
You still get carried around on a velvet cushion, don't you?
I'd rather like to, actually.
Oh.
I can just see that.
Yes.
I could live with that, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we all at my play school, which was held in a hall in the middle of Collier Row. You know Collier Row? Of course you don't. And we all took turns being Mary and Joseph. And
that's really good, isn't it?
Only in rehearsal.
Oh.
So I go home and say to my mum, I'm Mary. My mum gets on the blower and tells the entire neighbourhood, friends, family, of which there are many of us. I think they got a coach in the end. And my aunties, great aunties, extended family all pile up, first 2 rows reserved, not for VIP or PTA or, governors as it usually is. Mandy's family, because there's so many of them, all in the front 2 rows. And I was a tree.
Oh, no.
And I still remember my nan, as the curtain went up, went, that's not Mandy. It wasn't.
Do you know you've brought back some terrible memories?
Oh,
I've gone into that when you mentioned Mary, being Mary.
Yeah,
I actually was scarred for life because I was.
I'm not laughing. Sorry,
I was never allowed to be Mary.
Why not, darling?
Mary didn't have red hair.
Oh, Pen.
Yeah, see, that's why my red hair has been such a traumatic experience for me.
I had a tea towel on mine. You couldn't see the colour of my hair.
Mary didn't wear a tea towel.
On her head.
She did. She did have the blue tea.
Maybe they just didn't like you. Because, they could have covered your barnet up, love, I've got to say. Which will traumatise you even more now.
Exactly.
But that's rotten. It means so much, doesn't it? I was a brilliant tree, though.
Yeah.
Fantastic, some said.
Well, Benjamin and Joel's first nativity, I think it was Joel's first nativity, he was a mouse, complete with mouse costume and a pair of tights stuffed with stuffing that he wore as his tail.
Oh, okay. Wonder where that was going.
Yeah. And I remember a big, in the loudspeaker, we were all sitting, all expectant parents, sitting there waiting for their little ones to do an amazing thing. And a voice saying, will the mice in the front row please stop fighting?
Typical. Bloody typical.
Typical mice.
Oh, Yeah, nativity, but it did feel like a big deal.
I know. It did feel like a big deal. And I think as well, nowadays, they're made much more aware of the fact that every child should be included. So, at Monty's nativity, there was goodness knows how many people on that stage. How they knew where everyone was at any one time. They do amazingly, don't they?
They do. Teachers,
Yeah.
honestly. I
couldn't do that.
I hope all teachers listening are going to have a lovely break this Christmas, because we adore teachers, don't we?
We do. And how wonderful to know that the nativity has been and gone.
Exactly. They haven't got to think about
Nativity,
that again.
that's another word that's hard to say with your teeth in. Nativity.
Only when you think about it.
Nativity.
But yeah, teachers are wonderful. Let's hope they have a really lovely break.
Yes.
Let's hope they gorge on all those chocolates that the kids have given them as prezzies.
That's another thing. Very competitive now.
Oh, is it?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Get the gifts for the teachers.
See, that upsets me.
I mean, that's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, I just used to write a nice card.
Yeah.
Give them a chocolate orange, maybe.
Don't talk about chocolate oranges. I feel terrible. I went into a shop today. Do you know they do different varieties of chocolate orange now?
What are you talking about?
You know chocolate oranges?
No. Well, I do, but
Yeah.
it's just a chocolate orange, right?
You know,
Hence
the
term chocolate orange.
The name beginning with a T. Chocolate orange.
I do.
T. Chocolate orange.
Terry's, you can say Terry's.
Oh, I'm allowed to say Terry's, am I?
Unless we get sponsored by Cadbury's, in which case, scrub that.
Can you imagine being sponsored by Cadbury's?
That'd be nice.
As long as there's not walnut whips involed.
Oh, I love what we know.
Oh, yeah, we know that. No, I'm not talking about them again.
Can I just rewind a minute? So if you could be sponsored by one company for one thing for life, what would it be?
Oh, I have to be Cadbury's Dairy Milk.
Dairy milk.
Yeah. You don't have plain, do you? I've gone right off you.
No, but I'd probably go for a Skittle.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No.
Oh, I think of all those colours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can we do them in warm white? Can we have a bag of warm white Skittles, please? Because the colours offend my friend.
No, I prefer those. I prefer warm whites. I prefer minstrels. For that exact reason.
Do you like a galaxy counter or a minstrel? A galaxy counter is like a naked minstrel. It hasn't got the shell.
Do you know, I used to like Galaxy better than Dairy Milk, but now I've veered over to the other side.
Be your age.
Yeah.
What did you learn about a chocolate orange before we went
Oh, yeah. I went into the shop. I'm like flabbergasted.
I can see you're gasted as
Went
flabbered.
into the shop. They now make different varieties of chocolate orange, but they're not chocolate orange.
Why?
Chocolate mints. Chocolate mint round thing.
No.
I mean, what are they going to call it?
Chocolate mint round thing.
Yeah.
No.
There was another one that was just milk.
What, just plain?
Yeah. I mean, why not buy just a bar of chocolate?
Oh, I suppose it's quite nice. The shape's quite satisfying in your mouth.
Well, and also they look quite nice on a Christmas pudding.
So we've convinced ourselves. We'll have 3, please, officer.
Chocolate orange is a chocolate orange.
Cheers, darling.
Yeah.
We should start a petition.
I know.
And just lodge that objection. Penny, we have come to the end of another lovely episode, and it just leaves enough time for us to say to everybody listening, have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. Whether it's small, big, large, flash, fancy, coloured lights, warm white, or whatever tickles your fancy. Chocolate orange, mint balls, whatever you got going.
And also, just to say, don't spend time on your own on Christmas, around Christmas, because there's how many back episodes of the podcast?
Many, many.
Many. Listen to them, write notes, send us messages.
Always. We will be picking them up over Christmas.
Yeah, and you'll be joining in.
Yeah, and we have really, really enjoyed having you along for so far this year. A couple more to go before we get to the end of the year, isn't there? So, but thank you. And until next time, take care.
Bye.